man, it did. It's already 43.
43 bi-weekly. So we're going to keep the numbering, but welcome. This is the first of our bi-weekly updates here at Gimbalabs. We switched 2 weeks ago, as we shared, because there's been so much development work going on that we really wanted to protect our time, attention, and energy. And we want to have something substantial to share with all of you every time we come on here, and not just be telling you that we're still in building mode. So, hi, really excited to be back on this cadence and to be sharing a bit about what's going on at Gimbalabs. So, December, here we are. Whole bunch of shout outs today. We could read these in any order, but I wanted to start with a shout out to the Plutus PBL team. It's been remarkable working with a loosely defined team to really start seeing what it means to learn and build at the same time at a very high level. And so to everybody, Inesh, Eli, Sam, Matthias, Adrian, Angela, Abdel Karim is new. Victor Corsino is joining us as soon as he recovers from jet lag. Really amazing. And thanks to everybody who stops by the meetings as well. A and Shanti are always there. So it's really fun. Much more to come, and more project-based learning work to come as well. So thank you to everybody who's really helping us define what that work is.
Yeah, thank you, James, for being an awesome master of ceremonies. James for the MC.
Really cool. And I mean, and this is Catalyst funded as well. So just like Gimbalabs started as a Catalyst proposal, the PBL work is really benefiting from successful Catalyst proposals, and we are very excited to make people proud. So thanks to everybody again involved. Also, so we're going to say more about Plutus PBL in a moment when we share some updates. Similar, want to give the shout out first and some details in a moment, but everybody who responded to 2 calls to action on Discord as we put the finishing touches on our first ever Gimbalabs NFT drop. We put out a call for action for the community to share images of fire a couple weeks ago. And it was so cool just to see different interpretations of that start to come in and to start building up a library of images. There will be more calls to action in the future. And then also to everybody who responded to our Discord message, because what we're trying to do is build an NFT project that evolves in ways that we can't control. And what we had to figure out is how many NFTs to create in the very first drop. So we put out a call to action on Discord. We asked people, without knowing much, to tap a little emoji on a Discord message, and that helped us define that number. So there will be 30 NFTs minted in Series 1 of Password Chaos. And then from there, the number of NFTs in each series will depend on what happened in the series before. More on that to come. We'll probably do a Password Chaos special 2 weeks from now. But just want everybody to know that's coming out. There's details in our Discord and a draft of a white paper floating around so you can learn about what we're doing. Catalyst, what should we say? Where do you even start?
Oh man, this round, this fun, it's it's a lot of work on my side to be done, and I need to publicly apologize for all those placeholders. I will fill some, and others. Thanks for being with me, and thanks for being already supportive for the proposals I've teased at least, and are not just a placeholder. Thank you to Juan. Thank you to Dan. Thank you to all those that provided feedback. Thank you everyone proposing on Fund 7. I will save some comments for the next bullet, and I will let you to complete this one.
Is there a word for the concept of like combining a thank you with an apology at the same time? Because I relate very much to what you're expressing, Roberto. I want to say thank you to everybody who is reaching out for support on proposals, and I'm sorry that we don't have the bandwidth to give everybody all the support that we want to. This is that moment of catalyst, and we really are seeing this creative explosion. It's really, really exciting to be supporting as many proposals as we are, and heartbreaking to not be able to be there for everybody. So we what's the response to that? Well, systems, right? So we want to create systems and spaces for people to get support and to provide support. So ongoing process. It's really amazing to watch people bringing ideas to life, be watching people stepping up to support other both funded proposals from Fund 6 and new proposals for Fund 7. So absolutely a work in progress. We're absolutely not yet where we want to be. And thanks to everybody who's on that journey with us. On the question of systems, it's been amazing to watch challenge teams come online. And so special shout out for the open source dev ecosystem. And Roberto, you had some in-person time with some folks to talk through this one, right?
Yeah, man, it was awesome to meet some people at Berlin this weekend. We share the physical space, and that increases the bandwidth for communication. And Sasha and me, Sasha is who proposed to have an open source developer ecosystem challenge, dedicated challenge. This Fund 7, and is the one along with Matthias, Patrick, and some others leading the following Fund 8 challenge. It's great that we can build this system where we can build tools for others to create beautiful tools to transact on top of Cardano, and at the same time that fits a treasury that can fund that work. So it's a complete feedback loop that ideally will allow open source developers that think about sharing knowledge as top priority to focus on just that, get rid of the problem, quote unquote problem of competition. If we can build this feedback loop that allows us to develop open source software that gives us back in the form of transactions some value, well, we don't have any problem if there are commercial products built, right? Because we are indirectly compensated to go on developing the open source tooling. So yeah, big shout out. I feel honored to be part of that team that it's trying to figure out what's the model, the accountability model for those projects that are funded with community treasury. It's gonna be a journey. I'm gonna enjoy it.
I know that you've been an open source advocate since like before you could walk, right?
Yeah. Since
right?
Go ahead, please.
Well, this problem of the world has never yet been constructed to the point where you can be an open source advocate, an open source developer, and not worry about making enough money to get by, right? Like those two things have not yet gone together. And we have a chance to do that right now, don't we? I mean, this if we can have a treasury that makes it possible for open source developers to not to just have their needs met, that's what a world.
Indeed, and I just want to add as last comment that the open source developer ecosystem, it's not just about software. It's about building a sustainable ecosystem that allows people to use those open source tools, and that means documentation. That means a lot of satellite development that needs to be taken into account. Yeah, as I said, it's going to be a journey, but I'm glad that I can walk it with people like you, James, that I know. I mean, that's what bond us in the past, right? We share these open source principles. Felt so naturally to join our efforts to push for those, that now we are finding more and more people aligned with those, and it's gonna be easier. It's not just you and me anymore.
Let's go.
Catalyst magic.
Speaking of open source, we want to give a special shout out to Dr. Lars for teaching us about the not yet open source Atala Prism. And so more on that, right? We wait excitedly to see more people in the public put their hands on Atala Prism. But we are so grateful for the Atala Prism Pioneers program that's really helping a lot of people understand the problems of a self-sovereign identity solution. And it's really exciting to watch that rolling out. It's really exciting to know that more developers are understanding these problems. And it will be even better when there are open source solutions, whether that's Atala Prism or otherwise. We're excited to be at this part in the journey, and we are waiting with cautious optimism to really see these solutions come online in the decentralized world that we all intend to live in. So thank you for the education there, Lars. And finally, to the Gimbalabs core team, who's been pulling a lot of late nights. Our growing team, and more than anything, our families who have taken the brunt of this, right?
Yeah, this is another thanks and apologies from me. Thank you, core team, and thank you, Laura, who is cooking behind me. That's why I need to give her a bit of privacy and show these beautiful gorilla on pink glasses.
Amen. My sweetheart stopped by. I can't remember the last time I ate some fruit snacks, but I just had a couple of a little snack because I haven't been eating enough lately. But it's really cool to be supported by real people in real life as we dive into all this stuff all the time. So thanks, families. All right, so I combined just our notes about what we're doing, what's next, just kind of like big wide threads right now. So as always, Roberto, start us off with some Dandelion updates.
Okay, so we finished the Koyos integration. That means that now we can query some data without killing servers so easily with GraphQL. It's Koyos is we could call Koyos block frost alternative. It's a suite of queries that are directly performed to the database that DBSync syncs from the blockchain. Man, it feels great to build that bridge. I mean, I share in their Telegram channel that we are ready, and that means that we can join their network. That's an unprecedented step. I'm really looking forward to see what this leads us to. I think we can compete, because somehow we are building Hilltop API, which is yet another alternative to Blockfrost. But it's fine. We can compete and cooperate, and it's even more richer than if we do it like that. So yeah, big shout out to that team also. Next step, integrating Blockfrost whenever it's open source.
Let's go. There's a big proposal for that, huh? Hey, I mean, the resilience of the network is in everybody's best interest. And, the fewer or the more points of failure there are, the more distributed those points of failure are. That's in all of our best interest, whatever we might say about competition. So you guys are doing it. The Koyos team is doing it, making things easier for us. Well, we've been promising to release a redesign of the Gimbalabs website since like March, and things got busy, and projects happened, and we had a lot of different ideas for how to tell the story of what we're doing here. But I'm really excited about what we've landed on, and we will, at the latest on Monday, but maybe even tomorrow, push the new Gimbalabs site live. It's dynamic, and it's built to change over time and to create space for a lot of people who are contributing to tell the stories of what they're working on. So really pumped to have that project arriving at the place it is, and next time we do this bi-weekly update, that will certainly be up and running, and maybe we can even take it for a spin.
Yeah.
Good things. I stopped being proud of that little hack job I did a long time ago, and it's really exciting to have something that I think expresses a bit more about what's going on here, and that will certainly evolve over time.
Beautiful. It was a beautiful hack job. It serves as foundations for what it's being built into the new website, right?
Yeah.
So, thank you.
It got us this far. So we thanked the Plutus PBL team earlier. That team, it has really turned it on over the last couple of days, as we have gone from thinking from a conceptual level about all the things that we might want an NFT marketplace to eventually be, and then moving to this specific use case of building a marketplace for the unsigned algorithms community. And so that work is really starting to roll. It's really exciting to watch it happen. And we're using that project to really kind of formalize some systems. The Plutus PBL has been a super engaging experiment from the start of September, where we launched it. And it's been neat watching it begin to evolve into what it's going to be next, and to see it setting an example for other PBL programming that we have in the wings. So really excited to see that work running, and really excited in the next update or two to have more specific updates on the outcomes of that work. We also mentioned Password Chaos earlier in this update. The first drop is at 7:43 a.m. UTC this Saturday. Why is it at that moment? As we'll show you again in just a moment, we are tying each series to a moon period, the amount of time it takes for the moon to go around the Earth. And so 7:43 UTC on Saturday is the new moon. So that's when we will release the first drop. Really excited to put that out there, and we will have some outcomes to report on next time we do this update.
Beautiful time for a birth, right?
People say, I've heard that new moons are great for this, and I've also heard that this particular new moon, as it is accompanied by an eclipse on a big chunk of the globe, is a particularly, let's say, risky one to embark on new things, but we're embracing the chaos. So we're jumping in. This is all about creating a space where some chaos can emerge, and I think it's going to happen. So yeah, good timing.
Unleash the beauty of the chaos.
That's what it's all about. And all of that, right? Finishing a few of these things makes space for us to get back into some threads that we've been really excited about for a long time. Really pumped to get back to self-sovereign identity and the one-to-one dApp that we're building. Everything we've done, mostly with Password Chaos, but across some other projects as well, has helped us to test out some ideas that we knew we had to implement for the one-to-one dApp as well. And the longer version of the Password Chaos story is we're using it as a framework to help build a shared understanding of what identity solutions might be. So really excited to get back into those things. That's the work ahead. So you, the community, couple next steps for you today. Keep testing Dandelion, right?
Yeah, there are some endpoints that are down right now, but it's cool to have so many that we can still be alive. So yeah, go and stress them a bit, not too much because we are relying on them for password chaos. So we need them online. No, just kidding. We have a separate one, but yeah, that's there for you. So please go and report anything, and we'll be glad to fix it.
What does this D stand for right here that I see at the start of this URL?
I don't know. D means like distributed, decentralized, dandelion, whatever. It was short enough, and I'm a lazy system administrator because that way I automate more things.
Well, and just so everybody, whoops, what happened? My screen just blinked, but I'm still here. Just so everybody knows, when you use one of these URLs with the D on the front of it, you're querying the early Dandelion network. You're no longer just asking for one of Roberto's servers to give you some information. But we've got how many gardeners at this point?
I think it was 7 endpoints, but I maintain 3 of them as we proposed in Fan 5. So it's me and four more operators right now. Yeah, the ones that are down are my fault because I pushed them to test the Argo CD, and that put too much stress on their server, so it went down. We need to recover them. We are testing, and that's why these are not published. Just are just there for those who follows us in Discord and these weekly updates. So enjoy some resilience and availability.
We had some fun with numerology in the last update, number 42, but it strikes me that here we are at update number 43, and you, as hosting 3 out of the 7 Dandelion nodes, are currently responsible for 43% of the Dandelion network.
I love when that happens.
Right, let's watch the number. The weekly updates are going to keep happening. That number is going to go up, and the percentage that we're responsible for is going to hopefully asymptotically approach 0, right? And we'll see what happens. Very good. I'm pretty sure that's what he said, Steve. Next steps. Also, we mentioned Password Chaos. Look for it. It'll be 2:43 a.m. my time, but I'm gonna stop by and see if Steve's awake. When when this happens, just to celebrate getting that project out the door. So wherever you are, just know the new moon starts then. That's when we'll turn it on. And with more series to follow. So every time a series of Password Chaos sells out, that's going to reveal to us the parameters of the next series, and we'll keep going from there. There's a white paper in our Discord that you can take a look at if you're curious about that, and we'll be talking about this much more to come. Because what we've really tried to do here is to create a framework where we can really take a close look at some of the stuff that we think is really important about NFTs continuing to roll out, about identity rolling out, and more. So very excited for the chaos to emerge and to see what conversations we can launch with this project. It's really good to be on this journey with everybody, and we're I don't know, we're right in the middle of it or right in the beginning of it, depending on your perspective. So happy to be here.
Yeah, but it's an organic seed that we are planting with this project, which is it's cool that we do organic things and not too much synthetic things that we know they are not so good.
And I always forget, look, I left this line on this slide. That's from last time. But this slide is mostly up to date. So learn and build with us. Join us for Playground on Tuesdays at 5 p.m. UTC. We're talking music next week, what it might take to build a decentralized streaming platform. So Session's going to lead us in that. Really excited for that. Bi-weekly gardeners meetings. This was an off week or an on week this week?
This was a non-week, but I was traveling back from Berlin, so I couldn't make it. Apologies.
So these are aligned. So now we know moving forward, Dandelion Gardeners and weekly update will be on the same weeks. That's exciting. Plutus PBL, which I've mentioned, we work with the door open on Wednesdays at 4:30 p.m. UTC and on Thursdays at 3 p.m. UTC. Come by if you got questions or just want to see some work happening. Oh, good point, A. All right, we got to update that calendar. So Dandelion Gardeners is bi-weekly. I'll do that right after. Let me write that down.
I think I already changed that. Yeah, for the update. Right.
Oh, right. The update needs to be. Yep. I did not do that. Thank you, sir. Yeah. And like we've mentioned, but need to update the calendar. The weekly update is every other Thursday at this time. And actually, I got to change that time too, because we started at a half hour after that. So 9 p.m. UTC. Okay, I got to update this time.
I'm changing it lightly.
Thanks, partner. And finally, actually, I didn't put this on our next steps slide, but we are officially closing out the Catalyst Fund 2 proposal that launched Gimbalabs. So we took a look at the goals we set, and we feel good that we've done what we can for those goals, and we've done what we intended by using those intentions to launch us towards some next steps. And it feels really exciting to be able to say, all right, we delivered on that first proposal, and to really use that as an opportunity to look ahead. So next week at Town Hall on Wednesday, what's that going to be, the 8th? We will present our final debrief for our Catalyst 2 Fund 2 proposal. So looking forward to that.
Yeah.
They don't give us as much time as a weekly update there, so we have to squeeze everything to minutes or something.
Yeah, and I need to prepare my Dandelion Fund 5 close also, because I think we met all the goals in that one.
Excellent. Nice. And then we can really focus on current work. Couple of Fund 6 proposals that were successful. we are seeking to deliver on those within a 3 and 4 month time frame, depending on which proposal. So we'll continue to report on those and look forward to sharing out at the conclusion. But of course, here on Weekly Update, we will share about these each time we run this show. And thanks, A. Thanks, Steve. Thanks, everybody.
Yep.
It's much easier to do this for 30 minutes every other week. I like it. Anybody got any questions about anything we just shared here? Well, as always, in the YouTube show notes, there are, yeah, we're glad you're here, Steve. In the YouTube notes, there's a link to our Discord, a link to the soon to be updated URL, and just ways to get in touch. Look us up on Discord, reach out. Gonna let Roberto.
How you? Yeah, mushroom omelette. But not magic mushrooms.
I mean, it's Thursday night, right? Good stuff. Well, here's to everything everybody's got cooking, and we will see you all soon. Thanks for stopping by.
See you. Bye-bye.